What's going on YouTube today? We are on site at the VFW Post 9296. Is that right? You want to go ahead? What's going on YouTube today? We are on site at the VFW Post 9296. Is that right? You want to go ahead? What's going on YouTube today?
There we go.
Yeah, better now? Yeah. So hello, everybody. My name is Edgar Vargas. Graduated high school in 1997 from Stephen Ball, age 17. Spent 21 years in the Marine Corps. Decided to retire as a Chief Warrant Officer. Came back out. My daughter, while she's going to college. So I spent my extracurricular activity time volunteering, trying to make an impact in making a difference in the community.
Hey, let me ask you a question, man. How you got involved in VFW?
Well, truth be told, I always wanted to make a difference in the community, and we actually had a group of veterans that we actually sat down and tried to be a Houston Lion Club. And from there, since they were all veterans, one of them was actually into a VFW. Matter of fact, the VFW was VFW Post 8790. He invited me over for a meeting, and I got elected as a trustee that same meeting I went to. And ever since then, I've been helping.
What are the requirements to join the VFW?
The VFW requirements, a veteran has to actually serve in a wartime scenario overseas in a conflict, or actually show some type in the way to prove it will be on the D214. That's the basic matter. But in regards of the person actually doesn't have it on D214, any documentation they have in their SRBs or their actual profile that can they can prove to the particular VFW that they're trying to join, they qualify.
So one of the reasons that I wanted to do this interview right now, man, is because we've seen all these VFWs posted around, and I've been seeing a lot of some of them closing. And I don't know if the VFWs are they used better, but like only for veterans or civilians can come in. Is it are they open to the public?
I think we got to think about more about the timeline of the VFW when they're created throughout the timeline to present time. Back in history, most of these VFWs are private, but as less conflicts actually come up into the world, you have less veterans actually partake in some type of war scenario. That being said, the one we're sitting in right now, it's actually designed by two posts that actually closed down. Powell Memorial is one actual post, and the number 9296 is another post combined together because they're actual separate posts closed down. They didn't have enough membership from either one, so they combined, and here we are now.
Do you reach out to veterans to bring them into the VFW, or how does one veteran finds out about your post? Like I'm a veteran, I didn't know you were over here.
Right.
You know, we had an event, and I was able to be invited, came over here, and I found out about it. How do you reach out to other veterans?
Well, for the VFW Post 9296, we have social media. We have internet now. That being said, a lot of what you said, how they're not doing community outreach or how they're not being able to produce, is because it's a transition right now of actual power.
Okay.
From the older generation that probably not too inclined to learn or don't have the ability to learn the new technology. As we come in, people my age, I'm 45, and since I retired as a Chief Warrant Officer, Master Jack of all trades, Master of none, I try to take that experience and implement it here, make it easier and an easier way for them to do community outreach. And the other way we do it, not only by part of the VFW, I'm also the Commandant of the Marine Corps League Outpost, the Tackle 671. I'm also part of the Houston Veteran Chamber of Commerce. I also support Combined Arms. I also partake in Veterans Treatment Court. I also help Project Cure, which is it's a non-veteran, but it comprises or collects a whole bunch of hospital equipment and material, and then redistributes it around the world when it's inclement weather or an actual country that's in need. And believe it or not, when you actually go out there and volunteer, you start meeting these other people and networking, communicating, let them know about different areas of different actual resources out there.
Man, I'm glad we're talking this, having this conversation right now. If you can, once we're done with this, send me the links. That way I can post them at the bottom of the description of the video.
Yeah.
That way people can see. And, you know, for these organizations, I'm pretty sure they're mainly is nonprofit organizations. Is it a way that someone else can come in and do donate, not just time but money for you to keep on going and do what you're doing?
Money is always accepted as one. It's always needed in all types of organizations. But in my honest opinion, if you're a veteran out there in the city of Houston and you want a place to call home, you know, visit your local VFW, American Legions. There is, like I said, there are also Marine Corps Leagues. Combined Arms is off of McKinney, McKinney Road in downtown area. Be willing to go ask where these actual places are. Google.
Yeah.
Even if there might not be answering at that particular time, keep in mind that a lot of these nonprofits are ran by volunteers. So they're not actually there on any given basis. You might miss them. Leave a message. And if they're not active, I mean, by all means, if you cannot find them, you can actually email us at VFW9296@gmail.com. And I'll definitely point you any direction what you're actually at. The point is not to resolve or keep everybody under one actual umbrella. It's the point of sharing each other's resources and making the whole network work for each other as a community, as a village.
Yeah. And you were saying that most of these organizations are run by volunteers. You have to be a veteran, or can you just open to general public? Anybody can volunteer, or you know, whenever you do any programs out there. How does that work?
All the actual majority of the events, you can, if you want to volunteer, there's a way to volunteer.
Yeah, but like I say, it's only open for veterans, so anyone
No,
else
It is
can
not.
come in.
No, it is not.
Okay.
It's just a simple fact of finding, like you said, I'll put a combined list so you can put it on our share it on our YouTube channel.
Uh-huh.
And this way they can go from there and what exactly they want to do. Combined Arms in general is like a hub, like a family service center on installation. And they have approximately about over 100 nonprofits underneath that umbrella. You design a profile and you put on there exactly what you're interested in, and within 48 hours, they'll contact you.
So let me ask a question. When I started this channel, the reason why is because for some veterans like myself, once I got out, the transition was kind of hard because I had no knowledge of any of the organizations that were out there. Do y'all provide a service that you can tell, you know, people that are better that are transitioning from a military career to civilians, like what are they? What are some of these organizations that can help them out?
I think what you're saying, so you had a hard time transitioning from the active component to, no, it's, I don't think you're wrong about that, unless you come out of the military with a plan, like literally, you know what, I'm fixing to retire, I'm gonna EAS, or I'm gonna, you know, end of my contract, that's what I'm doing. If you have a plan, it's gonna work out, because one of the things in the military we actually do, we learn how to execute.
Yep.
But there's always different variables in play that happen, like, you know what, medically discharged. Something that it's uncontrolled to us, and, you know, we're getting medically pushed out or having to separate for any particular reason, it is kind of difficult. Because the infrastructure from the military doesn't really talk for the infrastructure of civilian, not a good portion of the time. Sometimes you do have good leaders, outstanding leaders that actually help the individual transition out. And they'll do it like a warm handoff into the civilian side. But if it isn't, there is a couple of organizations that I do know, okay, that I can literally again list them out to you, give them to you, and we can put it on the bottom, and they can look into. One is if I'm not mistaken, I do not recall the top of my head, but there is one. We just literally passed 3 months ago, Houston Safety Standout. It was actually held by career gear, but a military transition. But it actually supported over 200 veterans that day. It had a numerous amount of vendors, actual support resources, free haircuts, a free meal, a method to, if you're homeless, a method how to actually get your HUD vouchers, a method to provide if you want to volunteer. It's held every year. This time it was held south near the NRG state.
Okay.
So again, that will also be put in your, I'll give it to you so you can share it free. So,
Yeah, I think what it is like some of us really don't know where to look. Like I said, some of us because I'm one of them.
Mhm.
I met you for the first time was a Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saturday. That's when we had an event over here. That's why we talking sitting here right now with him. But is I think I didn't feel like the BFW was open to everybody. I know even though I'm a veteran, I didn't know I was a veteran that it was just for members only. Some of us got that that mentality like, oh well, I don't belong to that post, so anybody can just come in and got chilled. Ask for help if they need it.
Each post is ran differently.
Uh,
I can't speak on behalf of the other one, but all I do know is VFW Post 9296 is open to the public.
okay.
You might be a civilian that's asking for help. Uh, we might not be able to provide it entirely, but I can at least still guide you
Point you to the
somewhere.
right direction.
Like, hey, we can't help you here, but here's
Is there
here's another method.
resources?
Yes, sir.
So they can use you as the middleman, just to point them out.
Right.
Yeah, that's good, bro. And I think that's one of the it's hard for some of us. Well, like I'm gonna speak for myself. For me, it was hard for me to ask for help. I thought asking for help was a sign of weakness. I didn't want to do that. I just was like, I just want to drive through it. But the more I talk to veterans, the more I see is we need that help sometimes. And if we don't talk about it, if we don't talk about the organizations that are out there, like you say earlier, it's many things that are out there for veterans, but we're not using it because we don't know. It's like we don't share them. So I feel like this is a time, and that's what we gotta go over here so we can share those
Right.
to other people. Man, I'm not lying. I'm kind of impressed with everything that you're doing. How do you find the time to do all of these?
Well, in fact, I could then point to my daughter
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
left. Is we're doing it for the future. When I joined the Marine Corps at age 17, it wasn't the fact of, oh, I want to be a Marine, in case for being in the first generation from my mother. My junior year, I realized that all my actual my friends were already prepared to go to college. They had some type of plan, which I wasn't aware of. I mean, believe it or not, I was very naive and did not know. I just assumed, hey, I want to go to this college. I'm going to show up like I've been doing elementary, junior high, and high school. But to apply, to get the funding, I was unprepared. I was unprepared. So that being said, what the Marine Corps instilled in me was that discipline, that factor of village mentality, a teamwork, a unity, working together for a common goal. Being 21 years in the Marine Corps, working with all types of races, genders, the fact of even when we don't get along, we still came together to get the mission done. You come back out, you probably not, you might not, I didn't see it too often or as a common practice. So I just figured that, you know what, how about I just make it into like a virus? To a point where if they see, people realize it, experience it, it'll catch on. Not only for the people, but most importantly for my daughter. If she can see it, and other people can see it as well, it only makes the world better.
Yeah.
And that's really why I keep doing it. Even though a lot of times I get asked to out.
No, I feel you. I feel you. Like you're stretching yourself thin, but you're trying to make a difference. How long you've been here with this post?
2 years now.
2 years. And what are your goals for this place?
Well, since this place is actually open to the public, I wanted to be a pillar in the community, this local community. And then from here, make it so successful that we can take the processes here and actually duplicate it in all types of organizations, not just VFWs, another American Legion, another Marine Corps League. And the reason I said, for a good example, the Marine Corps League in general there is no brick and mortar in the state of Texas that actually, they have one. This Marine Corps League here is pretty special because it actually has a brick and mortar, a place they call home. A place that they could come in, and we actually run this VFW 1 week out of each month. When we ever sit down, they come to plan, okay, this is the week we want to do it, whether it be the first, second, third, or fourth. But within that time, you see a lot of red shirts, even though it's very heavy, but it's a family, literally a family. And that type of environment, it just, like I said, it just catches. You know, the only thing is that before I got here, they weren't doing a lot of community outreach, and that's what actually has hurt this place. But it's been growing and growing. Last year, we had the Home Depot Foundation come in and literally donate about $5,000 worth of material, and then had approximately about 14 stores or representation of employees coming in here and painting this whole building inside. Outside, they did land improvements. They gave us a fire pit. They gave us installed a butcher block. This year, we've collaborated with the Mission Continues, which actually falls under, they are under the umbrella of the Combined Arms Family Store. What they came in this year, they went a little bit further, they did more of the actual land improvement for the bushes and whatnot. They built benches out here right next to the fire pit. We have an actual backdoor stage now that can hold concerts, along with actually building picnic tables. And they're not done. They'll be back here December 28th having a social here and calling it home as well. Half of them have literally transferred or joined this actual post since that time.
So let me ask you a question. Right now, you just mentioned the Marine Corps League. What was the other organization you mentioned? The
Veteran organizations,
yeah.
American Legion, Marine Corps Leagues, VFWs.
No, you just mentioned two right now. It was
The Mission Continues?
Mission Continues.
Yeah.
Okay, so what? My best question, but like, what's the difference between all these organizations? If they're all better related, but how can that, like you just mentioned, those two of those organizations brought help to these folks.
Right.
So is not a way to combine these organizations into like one hub?
Well, technically, Combined Arms,
Combined Arms?
already kind of redundant.
Okay.
If we were to go to Combined Arms and do a tour, they have a gym there. It's open to the veterans. It's free. It's approximately about the size of this hall, this venue hall. It's small, but it's about that big. Along with Dave would probably know, our Commandant's reading list. They have a library for literally in there for veterans to come in, sit down, something like this, and think of books. The books are specifically for self-improvement. Whether it be financial, project management, and you can check them out for free as well. And then come back and turn it back in as you please. Okay. They also have, besides the Mission Continues, and you mentioned, well, I will address the question you said about combining each actual nonprofit has a different venue. The Mission Continues does a lot more of a hands-on volunteering.
Okay.
I don't recall the one else that controls the library portion. However, they focus on financial assistance or financial knowledge.
So what's the main purpose of the VFW?
The VFW is a place to call home where you can come in and sit down like we're doing and sharing stories that sometimes you're not unable to share out there with anybody. You see, when you're a vet with the vet, it's here. I understand that this is open to the public, but that doesn't mean you can't just get your veteran compadre, or whether it be Army, with Marine, or Navy, whatnot, and you have the actual compound. This compound is being built to facilitate exactly that. It used to be just the bar that was mainly used.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
This post being open to the public, you think that it's gonna affect that? Like, sometimes like we got surrounded by fucking Marines. So y'all know. Sometimes we got, man, I got a kid, I'm sorry. Damn it. So it's like
No tongue control.
So we gotta, we all veterans here. But you think it's gonna make a difference once you bring civilians into the mix?
Well, it's been growing since then, and it was already open to the public before I got
Okay.
here. And like I mentioned, it's not gonna make a difference because how we're building it. The back side of the portion of the property, we already have a 40-foot container being modified right now to host a outside venue, whether it be food or bar. After that's continued to go, we're gonna purchase another 40-foot container. And I figured that'd be something like storage and office space. If we really want to go, to that point, I was thinking about sometimes you do need to sit down and counsel one another.
Yeah. So one of the things that right now, I told you earlier, I ended up in the sixth floor now. I got a psychiatrist, and one of the questions that she asked me, she was like, "Well, you don't think that veterans come and talk to us?" Well, like you said earlier, how they gonna relate to what we think? Like, each veteran is different. Not every veteran seen combat, but I feel like the ones that didn't see combat is the ones that talk the most, and the ones that we did see combat, we don't want to talk about it because
Right.
it is different. Like you say, I don't know you. I'm not gonna tell you.
Right.
So it's like I understand the point of being here, but um, I don't know, man. Like I feel like talking to like next to civilian, it would be like that's what we're trying to add. Like, you think it's gonna make a difference, like on conversations, maybe?
Well, believe it or not, I put it like this: we might not want to talk to a civilian, but in reality, the people that we hang out with are sometimes our support system.
Yeah.
My daughter's not military, but she is my support system nonetheless.
Yep.
Seeing her actually grow to be who she is, to me, is like it gives me a purpose.
Yeah.
Same thing I would see Joel's son that's over to our left. It depends on when you switch the perspective, but when you're here as a leader, we have to literally sit down and change the perspective of what we're trying to do. Because if we're not unable to discuss our traumas in a healthy manner, then we're not going to get better.
You're right.
To actually in keeping it aside to making it flow. I'm not, by the way, I'm no psychology major. It's just my 21 years of experience of mentoring Marines coming into my office, whether it be domestic violence, financial assistance, uh, abuse, or just simple fact of just immaturity.
Yeah.
The point of it all is if we're not here to mentor each other or help one another as a village would or as a community, we're not gonna get better.
You're right. Well, right now I'm trying to, man, it's questions that I want to ask, but I don't want to ask. I want to keep these VFW related, but I want to go more, if we can, into your career. Like, I feel like with everything that you do, I feel like you had a interesting military career. But I want to get there on a different episode. Uh, but man, I like what you're doing, man. Like I was telling David, for the first time I went and did research of what you were doing, and I seen that you do try to bring community in. I seen that you had I guess you had like a comedy showcase, like comedy,
Yeah, we had
yeah, stand up comedy.
we have every once in a while, once a quarter, we try to do free events for the
Yeah,
public.
yeah, yeah.
So it's a comedy show we just put together.
Yeah, so I like that, man. I like that you're trying to bring more people in. And again, man, these posts, right? We're gonna talk about these posts. VFW Post 92, 96. It is something to the public. You don't have to be, a veteran to come over here. But you are welcome to come over here. You want to say the address? People that are here, the
Sure.
Houston area.
1214 Maxey Road, Houston, Texas, 77015. I had to get my assistant to help me out on that.
So yeah, like you were saying, each post is different. Post 92, 96 is open to the public. And man, if you're not a veteran, you're a civilian and like to support veterans, why, we're already going to the bar. Why not come over here, man? Get cheaper beers. And support your local VFW, man. I've seen a lot of posts closing, and I'm not gonna lie, I feel bad because the same. I was talking to my girl. Like, you know what? I think is funding, lack of funding. That's the only thing that I'm like that I could think of. Because, like you say, you know, you bring in these posters up to the public, but other ones are just for veterans. And I know, I'm pretty sure it's like a car club. You gotta pay dues, like once a month, once a year, and that's what keep the post running. So if you don't got the extra kick coming in from the outside, you know how you gonna.
So the actual events that we have would fund everything we got going on. Like, for example, the background here, it's actually donated by within our Marine Corps League Associates, his company is that he works for. That's free. If we don't maximize the things that we have funding, the VFW has a program called a Buddy Poppy program. And what that is it's a fund solely funded for veterans in need. And how that actually grows is by the events that happen, participation. I see the fact that when people come in, when it'll be useless to, it has to be some type of mutual beneficial. I'm gonna provide a service for them to show up here to be happy, whether it be buying drinks or whatnot, a free comedy show, just something in general, like, you know what, it'd be great, whether they donate or simple fact of provide a service. Okay. Small things, $2 for, let's say, a fire pit outside. If they want to rent the hall is rentable, $500 for 5 hours. But they get a place where they could call home.
Okay, so
Yeah.
right now you were saying that some of this money goes to the veterans in need. So say for example, I'm a veteran, not doing good this month. I need, you know, maybe money to
Yeah.
pay my mortgage. I don't have enough money. That's something that I do like, or what can I?
So how it actually goes, if we actually have the funding,
Um,
one, then I'll sit, that'll be one. You might call me like, I don't have the funding, or it'd be one of those things where, you know what, here's a resource for that particular situation.
Okay.
But two, let's just say, for example, we do have the funding. I will sit down and talk to you, get your information, get the proof of documentation that you're a veteran. I would call my resource to verify that you're actually are a veteran, know what's going on. Not all VFWs can do that well. It's just, in 21 years, you can call certain people to check the systems to make sure that we're good and get standing.
okay.
And then from there, I just provide it to leadership, the 4 people that are to make that decision. And I just transcribe that information, what you give me, give it to them. And they say yes, then the funds are released.
So it's subject to approval, depending on the situation. It's better.
Correct.
That makes sense.
I mean, other times I try right now, like you mentioned, whether it be mortgage, whether it be rent assistance or just homeless, we also trying to coordinate right now to have some type of already plan in place, at least for one night or whatnot.
So let me ask you a question. I've been talking to U.S. Vets Organization. They are organization that they help homeless veterans. They do job placement. Do y'all work with other organizations like that?
Oh yeah, we have a Ramsey Resource Center from Precinct 2 that's up the road about 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
And they do what you're talking about for free.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the same thing. So if y'all cannot do it, y'all got the resources, push them
Right.
somewhere else or point them to the right direction. Okay, that's good, man. So again, man, if you're a veteran, you're going through something, it's a lot of services out there. You can, like you say, the internet, we got the internet now, that you can go check out all these organizations. Or if you don't know, man, you just go to the your local VFW Post, if it's one around you, or 92, 96. Come on, put this Marine to work, man. He's over here doing nothing all
Don't
day.
listen to this guy.
So over here doing nothing all day. He's playing with David, footsies, eating crayons. So hey, man,
Lots of crayons.
I'm telling you, you just bring him a pack of crayons, and he's gonna give you extra information. He's gonna take extra care of you. So that's the way to a Marine crayons. 64 pack with the little sharp in the back.
I see this is gonna be a good relationship here.
So you got anything else that you want to put out there for everybody?
And wherever you at, and make that difference. And if you scared to ask for help, don't be. Just jump. Just jump. Who knows where you'll land? Someone will catch you. But if you do not jump and take that step for self-healing, if you need it, you're not going to get it. We're just built differently. I'm no different. I tell you that right now. I am no different, and a lot of times my daughter has to set me straight, and we'll have conversations now that she's an adult. And listen to your support system if you have one, and if you don't, find a way to get one. Whether it be someone close to you, if you're a veteran that has the VA at your disposal, contact them. If you don't have them, help. Get hold of 9296 via email, and I will respond as soon as I can. But I'm only one person. More people to join the 9296 to provide the same type of service. The only thing we can do is make this world a whole better place.
So let me ask you a question. So if somebody wants to join, they gotta be from this area. They can say, for example, we're coming Pearland, like Pasadena. Do we gotta stay with the post that is close to us?
No, you don't have to, but I would say the only reason I'm not going to take someone else's area of recruitment. But some posts, some units, it's just treated like as a unit. Some units are more active than others.
Uh-huh.
So just go test them out. Go to the nearest location. Again, you don't have to be a VFW. You go to American Legion. You don't have your Marine Corps leagues. Bottom line is search them out, and if you don't like them, you're more than welcome to come here. Literally. And we will start actually hosting Zoom meetings, so you don't have to partake here in the meeting and drive from Bumfuck E. Well, no, but I was actually trying to say.
Yeah. Yes. Continue.
He took the back facilitating the E.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. It's just for me. It's all anyway.
But that being said, you can still be connected via Zoom meetings, both VFW and the Marine Corps League. And honestly, so you don't have to drive here on the meetings nights and just partake in our events when we have them. Because we do have them, and they do tend to be fun. And that's literally the bottom line. We gotta have fun when we're doing. If we're not having fun, then why are we here?
And if you want to join the Marine Corps League and you show box
Came out.
box of crayons and they're gonna put your application on top. That's how they do it. If you use the red crayon, oh yeah, hell yeah, they love that. The green one, that's the dessert. That's what I heard from David. That's the savory one. So man, I'm not lying. I think it's turned out to be a good episode. Even though David's here, quiet over there in the corner, for the first time in forever.
You want it to work out, include more Marines.
But I think hopefully this gets out there to people that need it. And if somebody wants to apply here, what do they got to do? Where they got to go?
Come here physically, or just leave your name and number on the email. That actual website is VFW9296.org. There is a contact on it, put on there, and I'll reach out to you.
Any events that you got coming up?
Let's see. The 28th of this month, we have the social for Admission Continues. January the 25th of January, we'll have a vendor here. Not a vendor, vendors, sorry. And that will be just like a pop-up market. More to come. I'll update our actual calendars online. So in case you miss it here, just go online and you see all our events.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do is trying to get all these links from this guy right here and put everything at the bottom on the description. If you want to get any information, I'm gonna add it right there. Hopefully it's not written in crayon so we can do it faster. And man, thank you for having me over here, man. I can wait to do your military background because I know there's gonna be a lot of crayons.
So you saying you're joining? What telling me?
My post is right there, like 2 blocks from me. So,
But have you joined?
no, I haven't.
So you saying you're joining?
Yeah, well, hey,
You start
man.
now.
You see,
Can I have the application?
look, we had this. I know we talked about this in other lives, like I preach about benefits, about resources that are out there for veterans. I just told you earlier, I don't know what to say. I'm finally in the top 6 floor, baby. We made it. If you're better, you know what that means. But anyway, oh shit. They bring an application away, man. I wish I could turn this camera. But man, I guess David is signing off the first application. I'm gonna get the simple one.
Well, you're the one telling everybody to do it. You gotta lead from the front.
I gotta lead from the front.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
baby, hey.
It's a lot of words.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And they give me a pen, not a crayon, so
Yeah.
we might be legit. Might be legit.
We'll see if he keeps those words signed up.
Oh, I didn't, man, I didn't say nothing.
Is that a mouse? It's not connecting. You might be able to fill out the paperwork for
Well, yeah, man, thank you for having me here, man. Oh, here it goes. Hey, man, you see? They bringing the motivation now. This is,
Ciao, ciao.
hey, chow time. You see, he's getting excited. Hey, So, if you want your application on top of the list, this is what you gotta bring right here, man. But again, man, thank you for having me. I hope we can do this, going on through, what you did, man. It's a lot of questions I got for you, but I'm trying to keep it a little bit chill right here. Because the next one is not gonna be this chill. It's gonna be, we're not gonna be with a bottle of water for sure.
Next time will be something different, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be for sure, but hold on, man.
Whoa.
Let me do something real quick. Man, I know it's not ready, and I know you need
You got it.
instructions, but I hope you don't need instructions for that one.
That's outstanding, man. Shit.
But hey, man, thank you for. I gotta stand up because I gotta kill the live out there. We're doing remotely, so I cannot have my computer right here. But anyways, man, for real, on the real, thank you for having me here. Hopefully this information gets to you. And man, I was not planning to join the VFW, but this fool right here put me on the spot.
Local says
guess.
lead by example.
Lead by example. Fuck you, look. I'm sorry. Damn it. But thank you for watching, man. All the links, everything he talked about is gonna be down in the description. And not sure when, but we got another diction.
Damn Nick, brother.
You take the road. Let me kill it real quick.